Hey everyone, this is Mrs. Stahler. This is for anyone who had forgotten to do this assignment on homologous structures. And once you open this up, it is definitely a slideshow. The first slide has the instructions. So you're going to have these vertebrate cards of the four-limb skeleton. And what I made was somewhat of something similar to an evolutionary clade or evolutionary tree. And you have these 7 pictures. Now, if you hover over the picture like this, you would get a symbol of the 4 arrows pointing out from each other. That's when you can click on it, and then you should be able to drag wherever you would like. But how can you tell the differences or similarities between these unless you can see them up close? That's where 3, 4, 5, that's where all these other pictures come in handy, because now you can look at it. Now, some people chose to group them by how far away the radius and ulna were from each other. That's an idea. Some went with the notion of what are those 4 limbs used for, and that has nothing to do with the appearance of homologous structures, but that's more of the analogous, like what do you use it for? What's its function instead of structure, but we really want to talk about structure. Some people went with the amount of carpals or how the carpals looked. Some people went with how long the humerus was to radius, things like that. And here it's the radius and ulnar fused. So yeah, you can make up your mind, just always use these bigger cards as reference, but you have to be in this view in order to click on the pictures and move them and drag them wherever you'd like. If you happen to be in presenter view, there's like no way that, and my camera doesn't want to do it, but there's like no way that you're going to be able to move those pictures. Sorry, I just tried to click on a picture and just took me to the next slide. You also want to make sure if you're opening this in Schoology, open it outside of Schoology. That's a big key right there. If you don't open it outside of Schoology, it's not going to let you move anything. I find it to edit it outside of Schoology, then go back to Schoology, hit refresh. That way all your pictures appear here. And you're going to put a picture at the end of every one. Now, I know you might not be able to fit them perfectly. So I know somebody was putting a picture like this. And then these might get a little squishy in here, so somebody had to drop down in there. As long as you're along a vertical line or at the end of one of the vertical lines, that would be this one, not these. These are horizontal. So as long as you're at one of the tips, the end of the vertical line, you should be good. And you'll just get the credit for doing it. And you just have to group them like so, and then on the next slide tell me a reason. All right, hope that helps. Thanks.